Yo, what's good with y'all? In today's video, I got how to make still a Brainrot part 5. Thank you guys so much for all the love and support you guys have shown on this from on my channel, especially for this series and stuff. So yeah, a lot of you guys have been everyone wants the steel system. So I finally brought it to y'all. Obviously to be a little experimental. I tested it a good amount and stuff, but obviously it wouldn't surprise me if there are bugs and stuff like that. So if you find any bugs, let me know. I will address them. Just be patient. I do want to go ahead and just put a disclaimer out. Um, this is the steel system, but I haven't created an intercept system. That'll be in the next video. What I mean by that is you can steal NPCs, but there's no way to like defend or like stop them. Like with the bat to like the baseball bat to knock them. Like that'll be in the next video. This video itself is going to be like 30-40 minutes long because it already took a lot just to do the steel system, which I knew it would. So yeah. But yeah, so these are the changes and stuff. That's just a note for me to mention to y'all, but these are the actual changes. So fix some more potential memory leak issues and stuff like with just memory being accrued over time. So just disconnecting some functions. Created notification systems and stuff like that because I didn't realize. So someone pointed out to me, so shout out to them. That there are notifications in the game whenever you lock your base, whenever your base is unlocked, whenever someone's stealing an NPC from you. So I created a notification system. NPCs now teleport to base after being bought. So again, another thing I didn't know, in the actual game, when you buy an NPC, what it does is it doesn't walk to the platform. It actually walks to like your middle, like the part. I made it walk to the spawner in front of your base. So to walk there, once it reaches the spawner, it'll then automatically teleport to the thing, which is just like the game. If you want to keep it the way it currently is, to where it walks to the spawner, then walks, you can do that. But this is more accurate to the game. So yeah, did that, and then last thing is just the steel system, and then next video I'll cover the bat and stuff. Yeah, so how to stop people, like using the bat and everything, and maybe like introduce like the rebirth system and all the other stuff. But yeah, okay, so let's go ahead and let's get straight into the video. Okay, so first things first, right? We need to go ahead and just add one thing with the UI. So in all honesty, what we can do is we can go ahead and just duplicate the money text label. So you can just select that, just press duplicate, right? Then you can set the background transparency to 0.5. Just drag it over here to like the bottom middle of your screen. We do need it to be wider, so we can set it to like 400. Then I'm just gonna drag this so that it's like nice, just nice and in the middle and stuff. You're gonna want to rename this text label to notification text label, right? Then I'm gonna set the text color to probably black by default. Then because I'm gonna change the text color based on whatever the notification is. Then I'll change text stroke. The text stroke color will also be black, and then text stroke transparency will be set to 0. No text by default, and then we're going to set the background transparency for this to 1, and then you could leave it set to visible. Okay, and that's all we gotta do outside of script changes. So now we go straight to the scripting. Okay, so let's go ahead and open up the core local script. We're going to want to scroll down here, right? First things first, we're going to need to add 2 arguments here because I need to send over more information from the server. So we're going to say arg2, or sorry, comma arg2, comma arg3, right? Then we're going to go right here, right? You guys know this is where it checks to see if the player, this is the code is currently running for is the player who just locked their base, or if this is for someone else's base. So we're going to go right here, and you're going to say else if base dot owner dot value is equal to player.name, which pretty much means like, okay, this player is locking their base. Enter like this is the player who's locking their own base. Then you want to notify them that, hey, your base has been locked. So we're gonna say core GUI.notification text label dot text. Or sorry, we're gonna set the text color first. So text color 3 is equal to color3.new. You can set this to whatever color you want. I opted for green, so I said 0.33, comma 1, comma 0. Enter, then you'll say core GUI, that notification text label dot text. You can set the text to whatever you want it to be, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna say you have locked your base, exclamation mark. Then after that, we're gonna set up a task delay. We're gonna say task.delay. After 3 seconds, you can set the duration to however long you want it to be, comma, function, close parentheses, enter. Then you're going to say core GUI notification text label dot text is equal to an empty string. You're pretty much just you're just clearing the text out and stuff after a certain amount of time, right? Then after that, we're gonna go down. You're gonna go right before right here. So in between the for loop and setting the wall lock can't collide to false. You're gonna go right here, and then you're going to essentially just do the same thing. You're gonna say if base, this is to let the player know that their base has been unlocked. So if base dot owner dot value is equal to player dot name, enter, right? Then you're going to say core GUI dot notification text label dot text color 3 is equal to color 3 dot new. We're going to make this red this time, so 1 comma 0 comma 0, enter. Then you'll say core GUI dot notification text label dot text is equal to invitation marks. I'm going to put your base has been unlocked, exclamation mark. Set up another task dot delay function, so 3 seconds function, close parentheses, enter. And then you'll just say core GUI the notification text label dot text is equal to an empty string, pretty much just clearing out the text. Then we'll scroll down and we have 2 more events to add down here that we can move to the server script. Okay, so we're going to go right here, press enter, then you're going to say else if event type is equal to. We have 2 more events. First is NPC, so enter. So this is this so that you can make changes to the NPC's proximity prompt for certain players, right? So for example, for the entire server, we're going to make it so that whenever a player buys an NPC, their proximity prompt's action text will be set to steal, right? Because, because there's only one player. The only person needs to see sell would be the owner. Everyone else needs to see steal. So we're just going to make it so that it changes based on that and stuff. So that it'll make it so that for the player who owns that NPC, it'll say sell instead of steal. So after that, we're going to say create a variable for the NPC event, which is equal to arg1. Then after that, create a variable for the NPC themselves, or itself, I guess, arg2. Then you're going to say npc dot humanoid root part dot proximity. That's not how you spell proximity prompt dot action text is equal to, in quotation marks, or sorry, not in quotation marks, you're just going to say NPC event. So it'll just be whatever you send over. Then after that, enter. Else if event type. Then for the next thing, this is going to be the notification event. So notification, enter, right? We'll have it customized depending on what type of notification it is. So we will say notification type is equal to arg1, right? Then enter. Then you will say if notification type is equal to steal. This means a player is currently stealing one of your NPCs. Enter. Then you will create a variable for the stealing player name, pretty much the thief, essentially, and stuff, the player who's currently stealing from you, is equal to arg2. Then after that, the NPC that they're stealing, this will be their name, so NPC name will be equal to arg3, right? Then you'll say core GUI the notification text label dot text color 3 is equal to color 3 dot new 1 comma 0 comma 0. The whole color scheme is red for like emergency or bad notifications, and green is for good stuff. So then after that, we'll say core GUI dot notification text label dot text is equal to stealing player name dot 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 quotation mark space is stealing space outside of the quotation marks dot 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 NPC name dot 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 quotation mark space from your base, exclamation mark, right? Then after that, you can just wait, task dot wait 3 seconds. Then after that, you will say core GUI, the notification text label dot text is equal to empty string. We don't need to do the whole task dot delay function here, since there's nothing. The reason why we had to do the delay up here was because there was stuff that we needed to run after, and we didn't want to delay it. There's nothing else to run after this and stuff, so we can just do a normal wait. But yeah, so just like that, we're done with the local script changes. Now let's move on to the server script. I highly urge you guys to take this very slowly and to pay attention, because we're about to change a lot of stuff. We're going to change things from a good amount of functions as well as add a new function. So okay, so we're going to scroll all the way down until we find the NPC move function. So I believe there's no, yeah, all this is just this is just the performance fix I was talking about with the memory leak stuff. There's nothing new to be added here. So we have our move function here. I just want to disconnect it, so I'm going to go up here, press enter again. Then I'm going to create a variable after the animation track. I'm going to call it move function, which is, we're going to set it to nil. Then you'll say move function is equal to, the move to finished function. Then you're just going to go right here. So after the NPC has arrived at the final checkpoint, we're simply going to say move function disconnect, because before it was just, this function was just staying, like it just stayed open and was like listening instead of waiting for its moment and stuff like that, even though the NPC had to reach the final point and stuff like that. So we're just going to disconnect it just to help with resources and memory and performance and all that greatness. So yeah, then we're going to move down to the generate money function, right? Then this is actually very important, especially in regards to the steal. system and stuff. So you're gonna change this part right here to steal, right? Because we want majority of players, we want them to see steal, and then we're gonna make it so that on a local script, the player who owns the NPC, it'll be changed to sell instead of steal, right? So leave that as is. Then you're gonna go after this, create a variable called money function, and then same thing, set it to nil, right? Then you're just gonna go right here. You say money function is equal to npc.money.changed, right? Then you're gonna go down all the way to the bottom after the while loop, and then just put a space, money function disconnect, right? Because pretty much this part won't execute, this part of the code won't execute until the while loop has finished, which pretty much means that either the player left the game, or the player either left the game, sold the NPC, or the NPC was stolen from them. So then in that case, it'll disconnect the money function and stuff, because that could cause issues and stuff. Like if you steal an NPC and then like it still gives the player money. It's well, I don't know, but it could just give them issues and stuff. Then we're gonna just go down to the buy NPC function. We're gonna just go down here. I know I made some changes down here. So down the buy NPC function, we're gonna go after the at spawn variable right here. Press enter. Oh, actually, nothing about it. I don't think I need. Yeah, actually. Oh, yeah, I didn't need this actually. So you can go ahead. We can get rid of the add spawn variable. Let me just rename it. So we'll just clear that part out, and then we'll just say move function, set it equal to nil, right? Then obviously you're gonna have an error, but it's okay. We're about to change this. You're gonna say move function is equal to this, right? So you no longer need this part of the code. So you're just gonna grab this part right here, that everything in between the if and the else if. You're just gonna grab this, grab all of that, right? Copy or cut, right? Then you can delete this part right here. Boom, delete that, and then just paste that, and then boom, right? So then we have move function is equal to npc.humanoid.move to finish, reach task.wait 0.1. Then yep, that remains collect active task.delay. Okay, and then now we just got a few things to add on. Okay, so before generate money and after the task.delay function, we are going to disconnect the move function. We're gonna disconnect that. Then I'm gonna say npc.humanoid root part dot proximity prompt dot action text is equal to steal, right? Then after that, I'm gonna fire the mode event. I'm gonna say core event fire client singular. Then you're gonna put specific player comma and quotation marks NPC all caps comma quotation marks cell comma, and then send over the specific NPC model. Make sure it's not NPCs with an S. Make sure it's just a singular NPC, right? And then yeah, this is gonna make it so that the player who owns it they're gonna see sell instead of steal, while every other player and stuff, the players who don't own the NPC, they'll see steal, right? So then we have our generate money and everything, and then yeah, that's all the changes for the buy NPC function and stuff, right? This will make it so that it just teleports instead of walks to the spawner, then walks to the platform. It'll just automatically teleport once it reaches the spawner itself. Then we're gonna scroll down. So I think it was before. Wait, because after. Wait, no, it's before spawn NPC. Okay, so it's in between these two. Yeah. So in between. Yeah, yeah. Okay, I get it now. In between these two. So okay. So in between the sell NPC and spawn NPC function, we're going to create our new function here. This is going to be our steal function. It's going to be a lot of typing, so I hope you guys are ready. So we're going to say local function. Let me just double check to make sure we are good. Okay, we're good. So we're going to say local function, right? And space, you're going to say steal NPC in parentheses. You're going to put stealing player. That is the thief, the player who's currently stealing the NPC from whoever owns it, comma. Then obviously the NPC being stolen, then comma. Assigned platform. Now I do want to specify assigned platform. This means, because obviously we need to check to make sure that the player trying to steal the NPC has a platform that they can actually steal the NPC from and stuff, right? I just want to clarify something. So this is not the platform that the NPC is currently assigned to. This is the assigned platform that the player is going to take the NPC to. Like when if they make it back to their base in their spawner, it'll be teleported to that platform. I just want to clarify that. So then press enter. Then we'll create a variable for the stealing character. Again, this is the player. This is the player's character. This is the character for the player who was stealing. So stealing character is equal to stealing player dot character, right? Then we will say NPC will update the status so that they stop making money. NPC, the status, the value is equal to stolen. That's not, damn, I can't spell. Okay. Stolen, then press enter, then you say NPC dot humanoid root part, because remember the humanoid root part is supposed to be anchored. Humanoid root part, we'll say dot proximity prompt dot enabled. We'll set that to false, right? Then I will use a for loop. I'll say for I comma v in I pairs, and then we will say npc. Then we will say npc dot head dot info gui get children, close parentheses, enter, right? Then then we will say v dot visible is equal to false. And stuff. This is making it so that all the UI is not visible like above their head, because all you should see is just that it's being stolen. That's something you should see. And now we're gonna set that now. We're gonna say npc.head.info GUI, and then you're gonna say name text label text is equal to in quotation marks in all caps. You're just gonna put stolen. After that, you're gonna say npc.head.info GUI name text label, and then you're gonna change the text color. You're gonna say text color 3 is equal to color3.new, and of course we're going to make this red, so 1 comma 0 comma 0. Then after that you're going to say npc.head.infogui.name text label .visible is set to true. Then you're going to create a variable for the victim player, the player who's currently being stolen from. You'll say victim player is equal to game.players find first child. We can find their parent. We can find whoever owns it by saying npc.parent, because remember the npc is still parented to the assigned platform of its current owner instead of like the victim who's being stolen from right now. So we'll say .parent, which will be the assigned platform model, then .parent again, which is the actual base model, and then we'll say .owner, then .value, and that's how we'll get the username. Then we'll fire the mode event. We'll say core event. We're then going to notify the player that their NPC is being stolen from them. So fire client, fire it to the victim player and stuff, right? Comma, in quotation marks, put notification, comma, after that, you're going to put steal to let them know it's being stolen from them. Then stealing player dot name will let them know who's stealing from them, as well as the NPC name dot value, so the name of said NPC being stolen from them. Then after that, we're going to use another for I loop. We're going to say for I comma v in I pairs, and then for this you're going to say NPC get children, close parentheses, enter, right? You're going to say if v is a, in quotation marks, mesh part. We need to account for both R6 and R15s, or v is a regular part, enter. Then you'll say v.anchored is equal to false, right? Make sure it's not anchored, and we also need to make sure can collide is turned off. Can collide is false. Then we'll skip the two ends. So what we're gonna do is to avoid it like you picking up the NPC and then like it like teleporting you like behind the wall or something like that. We're gonna pretty much like make it so that like the player is like teleported back to their current. We're essentially going to record their current coordinates, and then we're going to teleport them back. But you're not going to see it. You're not going to see it happen though. Like it's gonna happen so fast that you're not going to actually see your player teleport. It's going to look like your player's just standing in the same spot and stuff. But in reality, they were moved and they were teleported back. So we're going to take almost like taking a screenshot of the coordinates. We're going to say current C-frame is equal to stealing character dot humanoid root part dot C-frame, right? Then after that, we're going to create a weld. This weld is how we're going to make it so that the NPC can walk, so that the player can walk with the NPC. Now this is very important, but I get something very important because I can already imagine people having issues with this. So weld is equal to instance.new. I wonder if welds are they're not manual welds are not deactivated. What's the word I'm looking for? Not defective. Deprecated. Okay, so what welds are. Anyway, so we're gonna create a weld, and we're gonna say weld.part 0 is equal to npc.humanoid root part. Make sure NPC has a humanoid root part. Then after that, you're gonna say weld.part 1 is of course equal to the stealing characters humanoid root part, right? Then press enter. This is very important. Weld.c, I think that's it. Yeah, C0. Yeah. So this is the C frame, right? Is equal. So this you're setting the C frame of the NPC, right? So I'm going to say C frame.new. Now I want to clarify something, okay? I am setting this for myself. There's no guarantee this exact coordinates will work for you. It may work, but it may not. So I'm going to say 0.5, comma, negative 1, I'm bad, 1.5, comma, 3, right? Remember, X, Y, Z. Look at it right there. X, Y, Z. X controls how far they are either to the left or to the right. Y controls how far they are above the ground or below the ground. And then Z controls how far they are in front of you or if they're behind you, right? So if the NPC, I'm going to say this loudly so you guys understand. If the NPC is too far to the left, too far to the right, change X. If they're too far in front of you, they're too far behind you, change Y. If they are, if they are, if you're like glitching in the ground where like their body parts are colliding with the ground, you need to make them stand off of the ground, which means you need to increase Y. You need to make this higher. So, and just in case common sense isn't, you don't have it or whatnot, right? If like let's say you're increasing this number right here, like you went up to 1, then 2, then 3, and like the opposite effect, like you need the NPC to be closer to you, but they keep moving away from you and stuff, right? Then do the opposite, right? Take away, decrease. You may have to go into the negatives and stuff. It may be a positive number you need or a negative number, right? You have to mess around. Do not ask me for help with this. Don't ask me for help. I've explained to you guys how it works. You guys have to mess around with this until you get it to work to whatever way you want it to. It's not that difficult to understand. All you gotta do is mess around with the numbers until the NPC is standing right, in front of you or wherever you want it to be. And so I cannot help you with that. I'm not gonna sit here and do that for you because that's a very simple thing you can do yourself. Okay, moving on because I know people are gonna struggle with that. But anyway, after that, we're gonna say weld.parent is equal to NPC, that wrong thing, NPC dot humanoid, damn, I can't spell, humanoid root part. Then after that, we're going to say stealing character. You're then going to say pivot to, then you're going to say currency frame. So I'm saying it's going to happen so fast, you're not even going to notice it. You're not even going to notice what happened, to be completely honest. Then we're going to use a for loop. Oh, this is where things get a lot, actually. I'm gonna just type this myself, actually. So I'm gonna say for I comma v in I pairs. Then I'm gonna say workspace get children enter. Then we're gonna say if v find first child owner. Remember we're looking for a base, and then and v dot owner dot value, making sure that the player owns it specifically. Make sure you do stealing player dot name enter, right? Then you create a variable for the stealing base v, so the home base for the thief. Then you'll create two variables. Yeah, spawn function first and foremost. So this to nil. Then create a is secured, which should be set to false. This is a boolean. So is secured. All that means is that the NPC has made it back to home base and it's secured in a platform, just so that this function doesn't, just so that the code doesn't run multiple times for this function. Then we're gonna say spawn function is equal to stealing base dot spawner dot touched. Remember that should be a regular part. Dot connect in parentheses function in parentheses put hit enter, right? You're then going to say if hit dot parent, you need to make sure it's the owner dot name is equal to stealing player dot name, and not is secured, which means the NPC has not been secured. Then you'll of course let them know that the NPC is now secured. Is secured is set to true. Then you will destroy the weld. No need for it anymore. Then you will set the NPC C frame and stuff, right? So here, I believe we could just go and copy and paste this. Yeah. So I'm gonna go down. I think it was it down here. No, it's not down here. We have to go up. So yeah, go up here. To the NPC pivot to. Yeah, this whole part right here and stuff. This is inside of the by NPC. Yeah, because I know this is gonna be different for everybody most likely. So you're just gonna copy that and then just come back right here, paste that right there, right? Then after that we're gonna use a for loop. We're then gonna say for I comma v I pairs. I'm gonna say can't collide to true for all of the parts. So I'm gonna say I pairs. You're gonna say NPC get children enter. You're then gonna say if v is a part, same thing, or v is a mesh part enter. Then you see v dot can collide set to false. Or sorry, not false, set to true. Or what you can honestly do, you could honestly, if this, like, let's say this gives you issues where, like, I don't know, the NPC is like getting stuck behind like walls or whatever. I don't know how that would happen, but you could just make it so that the humanoid root part is can't collide turn on for that. You could just make it like that and stuff instead. But after that, you're then gonna say npc.head info GUI dot name text label dot text is then equal to npc name dot value. Then you'll say npc dot head dot info GUI dot name text label dot text color 3 is equal to color 3 dot new. And then you'll just say 1 comma 1 comma 1, which is just the regular white. Then use another for I loop, you'll say for I, and then you'll make the UI visible. So for I comma v in I pairs, and then same thing npc. You'll say npc. Damn, what the hell was this? Oh yeah, right there. Dot head dot info GUI get children, right? Enter. Then you will just say v dot visible is set to true, so that you can see all the UI. Then you go after the for loop. Then we will create variables for the old platform. Because keep in mind the NPC at this point in time the NPC now belongs to the player who stole it. It belongs to the thief now, which means we need to now disconnect everything involving the old player and stuff, right? We need to update their platform, right? We need to make sure that their platform current unit is now set to none. We need to, make sure that the rig has been reparented from this platform to the new platform, and make sure that the value is deleted inside of the owned units folder. So we're going to create a variable for the old platform. Well, platform is equal to npc.parent because we have not reparented as of yet, and for this exact reason. Then we'll say old platform dot current unit dot value will set that equal to none. Enter. Then you'll say old platform dot collector GUI dot collect text label dot text is equal to no, is just empty string. Then you can really just copy and paste this. So select it, Control plus C, Control plus V, and then just change this right here to money text label, right? Then after that, we're then going to find the unit value. We're going to just say unit value is equal to victim player dot owned units that folder. And you're just going to say find first child old platform dot name, right, which should be the name for the unit. Then you just say if unit value, so if you find it, enter. If you find it, destroy it. I wouldn't see why you couldn't find it, but let's just have this precautionary check just in case, just that things don't, break and whatnot. Then after that if statement, you're then going to remember this is the new platform, assign platform dot current unit dot value is equal to npc dot npc name dot value. Then you'll say assign platform dot collector GUI dot collect. I don't know why I keep doing that. Collect text label dot text is equal to quotation marks collect, right? Then after that, you're going to create a new unit value for the player. You're going to say unit is equal to instance dot new in quotation marks. You're going to put string value. After that, you're going to say unit dot name is equal to assign platform dot name. Then you're going to say unit dot value is equal to npc name dot value, right? Then you're going to say unit dot parent is equal to stealing player dot owned units, right? Then after that you're going to reparent the npc to its new assigned platform. So npc dot parent is now equal to assigned platform. Then you're going to fire the mode event. You're going to say core events fire client fire to the thief who now has a new NPC, comma NPC, comma sell. So now since they own it, we're gonna update it so that it says sell for them now, and then make sure the specific NPC. Then press enter, and then you're just gonna say core events very similar, fire clients. And then you're gonna say to the victim player, comma NPC, comma. And this time you're gonna put steal, comma that specific NPC. The reason for that is because it was glitching to where, let's say you own the NPC and then someone stole it from you, it will still say sell even for the player who lost ownership of it and stuff. So we need to update that. Then after that, you're just gonna wait 1 second just to ensure that the NPC has been it's repositioned properly. Then after that, you're gonna anchor it npc.humanoidRootPart.anchored is set to true. Then npc.status.value update its value. It's back to active. Then you're going to trigger the generate money function since we disconnected it. So you're going to say npc folder, regular bracket, npc.npc name, value, go outside of those brackets. comma, send over the specific NPC, comma, send over the assigned platform. And then lastly, you're just going to disconnect the spawn function once again to save ourselves from resources. So spawn disconnect. Okay. And then so we are almost done. So that concludes that part. Then we're gonna move down to the spawn NPC function. So here, after the whole pivot to right here, after that we're gonna create a variable. So you're gonna say prompt function is set to set to nil. Then you're gonna go right here and then you're just gonna say prompt function is equal to that. Then from there, you are just going to go right here, right? So press enter. So you're gonna put else, right? So else. So remember, so when it's active, that means the player currently owns it. So if the person who just triggered the proximity prompt, if their name matches the owner, if that if they're the owner, that means they're trying to sell it. If they're not the owner, then that means they're obviously trying to steal it because it's either you're trying to sell it or you're trying to steal it. So then from there, we're then just gonna check to see if they own a platform. Here's the great thing: a lot of code, but we can just go all the way up. If we scroll far and wide up right here, okay, by NPC function right here. This is what we're looking for. You're gonna just copy and paste from the assigned platform variable. You're gonna go down here to the if statement right here, right? Just do that. Just copy that. Go all the way back down to where we just were. Right here to the else, paste. Right? Then just I think a few minor changes. I'll just double check everything. Assign platform vita owner dot value is equal to, then just change this to PLR, which is again just short for the player. Then base is equal to v platform f blah blah blah. After all the ends, if assign platform is equal to yep. Phenomenal. Okay. Then just go after this if statement right here, after the if assigned platform. And then you're just gonna trigger the steal NPC function. You're just gonna say steal NPC specific player, comma NPC model, comma, and then comma, then the assigned platform, right? So boom, yep, that, and then the three ends, and then the NPC. And then wait, the three ends, that, and okay, all right, and then last thing, you're gonna just go after this end right here, and then you're just gonna say NPC model dot destroying connect function, close parentheses, enter. So this is if the NPC model is destroyed, you're just gonna disconnect. Again, just saving ourselves some resources, so just disconnect. Then that's the last thing. And then that was, oh wow, just 32 minutes. Honestly, we went through that pretty quickly. Okay, now let's go ahead and publish. We're going to test to ensure that everything works just as it's supposed to and stuff. As always, if you guys want access to any one of my scripts or models, you can read the description on how to gain access to that and stuff. Let's go ahead and test this in a two-player. Ah, damn, I'm so stupid. My bad, guys. I just realized I only have one base. Okay, hold on. I need to make it. I need to duplicate it. I need to make a second base. Okay, so let me duplicate this. This over. Set this to base 2. Okay, there we go. Now we're gonna test. Okay. So yeah, if you guys find any bugs and everything, just let me know. And as I already stated, next part will cover intercepting and stuff like that, and preventing players from stealing. Like where you hit them with the bat, and then okay, the NPC just teleports back to their base and whatnot. Okay, all right. So we're in a test server and stuff. I'm gonna switch to the server side. I'm gonna give my one of the players some money. Give him $1,000. Then we're gonna switch back to the NPC. This one. Okay. So I'm going to then buy an NPC, and also depending on the NPC's height, that might also determine how high they need to be off the ground. But it doesn't really matter. Like they could really just be high off the ground. So watch what happens. It's gonna walk to the spawner and then instantly is now teleported instead of walking over there. Which I honestly like because again, it's less room for error and just in my opinion better. Plus, it's also how the other game works. So as you guys can see, I can collect the money and sell as per normal, right? Because I can sell it after a second. Boom. Okay. Right. Now I'm gonna go buy. An NPC, and then I'm gonna switch over to the other player so that you guys can see the stealing system. Okay, boom. We have player 2 over here, right? So boom. Player 1 just bought this NPC. Now, if I walk on over into player 1's base, I have the option to steal, right? So now if I hold E, boom. As you can see, the NPC is in front of me, and now it says stolen. Oh, hold on, let me switch over. Oh, damn. Sorry, guys. I wasn't quick enough, but it should have sent the notification over to the other player to let them know that the other NPC was stolen. But yeah, so then you need to walk over to your spawner. Obviously, in y'all game, y'all spawner would be visible. Mine is not visible and stuff. So if you're just wondering, yeah, you see right there, that's my spawner. But mine is invisible though. So boom, and just like that, I have stolen the NPC, right? And now it has switched ownership. As you can see, I now own it and stuff. It's now generating money for me. I can collect it and I can now sell it, right? And then if I go to base two, you'll notice how platform two, it now currently has it. Base one, which is, over there, the base that it used to have, doesn't have it anymore because it doesn't own it. The player does not own it anymore, right? I now own it. If I go to player service, um, player two, as you can see, player two now owns it. So yeah, player one lost ownership over it. Player one can come steal it back now. So I can show you. I can actually demonstrate that for you guys real quick. Also, I will show you guys the lock based stuff real quick. Oh wait, no, because if I do that, then it would. Actually, I don't think it would actually. Yeah, just be careful. Okay, so yeah, so I'm gonna steal the NPC to show you guys. So if I steal the NPC, watch what happens. Yeah, there you go. Player one is stealing the. Yep, it pops open for like three. It pops up for like 3 seconds. Then stolen, and then also this is player two's base. You can when you lock your base now, it notifies you as well. Boom, you have locked your base. After 3 seconds, the notification goes away. Then once your base unlocks in 50 seconds, then it will also say your base has been unlocked and stuff, right? So yeah, those are just some new updates and stuff. Like I said, I do plan to do that. I do also plan to change it because people brought this up to my attention. I do plan to change the pricings and stuff because I know people were complaining about how like with the pricing, if you want to have an NPC worth like 2,000 or 10,000 or something, it'll be a long number, and you just want it to say like 10.0K or something. Like you want abbreviations and stuff. So I'll probably just add that and stuff. But yeah, like I said, I'll add the whole baseball bat and everything into the next part for you guys. And then yeah, let's just wait these last 20 seconds just to test the notification and stuff. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, definitely leave a like and subscribe and stuff. Don't worry, more still the Brainrot is on the way and stuff. Just be patient, guys and stuff. But I'm definitely focusing on this series now since you guys have been showing it love and support. Continue showing the series love and support, and I'll continue dropping more and more videos. And just like that, it works. Boom, your base has been unlocked. Phenomenal. Okay, so yeah. Hopefully, part 6 is tomorrow. Should be dropping tomorrow and stuff. Hopefully, I got still a bear out for the entire weekend for you guys. If you enjoyed this video, definitely leave a like, subscribe. Let me know if any bugs you find, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you all for watching.